Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, y'all. I'm your host, Bull. Today, we're going to jump inside the film room and break down Tennessee's top 4 defensive tackles for 2025. That's our 2D, which I think is amongst the best in the entire country. 3 guys should definitely get drafted after this season. The 4th guy, who, of course, we're going to be touching on, he could end up getting drafted, and we're going to break that part of it down as well. My biggest concern about our tackle room, y'all, is just with the depth because the 3rd and 4th string, there's going to be a ton of youth. It's very talented, but it's unproven. Understanding that in the SEC, the trench play is about grown man strength. You either have that or you don't. If they have it, then our whole defense is probably going to be very good outside of our safeties. I'm just not sure on our safeties. I think that they're going to end up being good, but I have a lot of question marks there just because it's so young and it's also not that much depth. So either way, y'all, I feel like, our tackle room could help our defense to be maybe, in some ways better than it was last season. And we're going to be breaking that down today. So y'all please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to kick this thing off with Bryson Eason. So listed at 6'3", 320 pounds, about 320 pounds, 4-star coming out of high school. He is really, really freaking good. Obviously, he started last season over Omar Norman, who was a 2nd-round pick. Doesn't necessarily mean that Bryson Eason was better last year, but I think that their skill sets are very, very similar. He is a bigger guy that is strong at the point of contact, but also twitchy. And y'all will see that with pretty much all of the tackles that we're going to be talking about today. Now, I wanted to start off here just so that y'all could see kneeling, rocking, the stadium literally shaking. That's what happens with our fans. We got to do this every single game. And if we could keep that, keep the foot on people's throats like this for a full 60 minutes, then it's going to be almost impossible to beat us inside of kneeling. But anyway, this is where Bryson Eason is at. And he's going to win right here versus Florida to the inside. I mean, just beats that guard off of the snap, and he's able to make the tackle in the backfield. That's that twitchiness. That's that speed. I think that our tackles, their stunts is going to be so much better than what we saw last season. The stunts were good last year, but man, with our tackles, with the speed that they have, with the way that they run their stunts, is going to be crazy. And of course, it's going to help our pass rush, with our edge players as well. This one is going to be versus UGA. This is versus Tate Ratledge playing at guard. And Tate tries to get a seal on him, and they actually do like a little bit of combo on him. But he does a good job of using his strength, anchoring down, and then disengaging whenever he feels like it. The next play, this is a double team versus NC State, and he does a beautiful job here. Let me show you. Boom. So double team, he's got a guy on each arm, holds on to him. They can't do nothing with him. He kind of looks like a juggernaut here. But as soon as he sees that running back coming to his side, I'm disengaging right now. Y'all are not even slowing me down, and I'm going to go make this tackle for a loss. So that's dude stuff. Like, that's what dudes do. And this is another double team versus Florida. He's going to split this one. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up split it. They can't even move him off of the football on a daggone run play. That's crazy. So he definitely has that strength. He's got that pop. He just uses all these tools, and he's going to be tough. He's going to be really, really tough for other teams to block him. Now, on this play, you're seeing him going straight through one of UTEP's guards. And we're going to go back to the start of this. So in Tennessee's system, our linemen are asked to get penetration. That could be if no one's blocking you, so just like straight through a gap, or where you're coming through free, or through a person. If there's a person that pops into your gap, you're asked to push them back, and that is what we're doing here. And that's effortless. Again, disengage whenever he feels like it. That's what you want to see. That is next level stuff. Here we're getting into his pass rush. So he's starting off obviously playing at tackle, and that's going to be a stunt here. So the end's going to come to the inside, and then Bryson Eason's going to go to the outside. So he's going to have to maintain this outside leverage with this stunt. Does a great job there. So you can see he's got his outside arm free. He was pressing that pocket in. And now that the quarterback's scrambling to the outside, he's able to disengage. He's not going to let the quarterback cross his face and get to the outside of him. And then he's able to, hit him and make him throw that football early. If you make a quarterback throw the football out of bounds and they're not outside of the pocket, inside of the end zone, that's 2 points for your defense. That's 2 points for your team. So I think that our tackles are going to have some sacks and some, obviously sacks, but, safeties coming up in 2025 just because they are so tough to stop. And the most difficult place to stop pass rush is whenever it comes up the middle. So that's why I'm saying, y'all, I feel like our defense is going to be really good just based off of our, first couple of waves of tackles. So here, this is a blitz. He's got to maintain that outside leverage. Disengages, it's able to make that tackle. Here, you can see where he's at. This is a double team that he's getting versus Arkansas. And y'all can see the Walmart logo down there. And, he's able to, same thing, makes the quarterback have to throw the football out of bounds. Get him off the spot and make them throw the football faster than what they want to do. That's the main thing that you're asking for your tackles to do. Press the pocket back in these passing situations and make them have to move out, to the left or to the right where our edge rushers should be waiting on them. Okay, so I think that we're going to do a ton of that. All right, so next one here. All right, one-on-one situation, that was a stunt, looks like, and same thing, right? He's able to make the quarterback have to get rid of the football quicker than he wanted to versus Mississippi State. This is another stunt here, does a great job maintaining pass rush lanes, and he gets his hand up. Quarterback throws a bad pass from that. Some of that stuff is not going to show up because he doesn't tip the football, but he changes the quarterback's arm angle. So he is impacting these plays just based off of his effort. All of our guys play with so much effort. You're seeing a very similar thing there. Off of that stunt, maintains where he's, maintains his gap, then disengages whenever he needs to. So this is versus the Buckeyes. This was on our first series. And I think that after we got the penalty here with the face mask that comes from Bryson Eason, I feel like the game really, it just changed totally. Now, it's not to say that Tennessee would have won if that flag wasn't thrown or if the face mask wasn't, if that didn't happen. But it is to say that I just think that Tennessee played such a poor game that this game, it wasn't as big of a gap as the scoreboard showed in this one. But either way, off the snap, right, the guard tries to set up to the inside. That was a huge mistake. He's too twitchy. He gets to the quarterback. You just got to watch out for that face mask. But I'm not too mad at the effort penalties. It's more about the ones that are just like, man, you weren't even trying. That's why you got the penalty. That's what pisses me off. So now, okay, we are on to Jaxson Moi, and these are his run clips. You can see, again, the penetration, one-on-one blocking, pushes his man back, sits him down. That's grown man strength. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're talking about. Same thing here, pushes his guy back, disengages whenever he feels like it, makes a tackle for a loss. And on this next one, this one is versus Bama. You're going to see pretty much same thing, right? Pushing that center back. He does a great job. I mean, his bull rush is great. He has really good hands. I think that him and Bryson Eason have really, really good hands. They have quick feet, and they're just powerful, powerful players. So here, this one is on a stretch play. Does a good job of just kind of stringing this thing out, maintaining his leverage on that guard or tackle that was blocking him, and he's able to disengage and make that tackle again for a loss. So now we're on the pass rush stuff. He's playing at the nose right here, so that's a zero technique, and does just a beautiful job, kind of getting double teamed and held there. But he's so tough to stop because he plays with so much effort. He's a soft-spoken guy, but man, he is a dog. I mean, he knows how to flip that switch as soon as he steps onto a football field, which you have to love. There, sets his guy up to the outside, comes back to the inside, pushes him off, and now the quarterback has to, try to throw it out to those flats. But you would rather them throw it to the flats, your defense can come up and make a tackle from the second and third levels, then, hey, man, they have all day. They can throw it down the field, maybe over the defense's head. So that's how he's impacting games here. This one right here, this is versus Vandy. And they try to cut him. Tennessee did a much better job of, fighting off these cut blocks after that UT Chattanooga game because we didn't do as well with it there. Obviously, you got to be careful with that face mask, but like I said, that's an effort penalty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too mad at it. And here, also versus Vandy, he's holding on to that guy. The guy's not holding on to him. And what I mean here is that as soon as he sees that the quarterback picks a side, he's going to just throw his guy like a daggum ragdoll. Watch this. Boom. Get on up out my way. And he makes that sack. So, and then he's got a lot of swag to his game, which is what I love the most, about all these guys. I think that they're all very confident. You need the confidence to play on this level. So now we're talking about Daevin Hobbs. So young guy, he was a 5-star coming out of high school. And I didn't talk about this, but Jaxson Moi listed at 6'2", 305, and Daevin Hobbs listed at 6'4", 290. I think that he's going to gain some weight, be up over 300 pounds by the time the season starts. This is something that Tennessee needs. And also, I feel like all the tackles that we've talked about up to this point, and that's also Daevin Hobbs, they could play pretty much any spot as far as the tackles go. And they can maybe play a little bit of strong side in for you too, just because they're that type of athlete. But let's watch what he does here. Obviously, maintaining his gap there. He's not getting moved. Very, very strong player. Young there. He's only going to get, I would say, exponentially better. We didn't get to see him throughout spring, but I'm just thinking, that little bit of time off might have been good for him. He's going to come back. I am anticipating he's going to be a major, major problem. He might end up being the highest drafted, tackle that goes for Tennessee next season. He that could happen. He could have a huge breakout year, right? Because he has the 5-star talent. Either way, seeing him here, same thing, right? Maintains his gap. He's not getting moved. He's very, very strong, like solid like a rock, right at that point of contact, which I love to see. And, so actually, you know what, y'all? This is a mint front. So we talked a whole lot about that mint front with UGA, and everyone wants to run that versus Tennessee, but we also run it. Now, I've told y'all that, but now you're getting to see it here. So this is what the mint front looks like with Tennessee. So either way, watch what he does here. He starts off in one gap, makes the tackle about 2 gaps over. That is just tremendous. That's versus SEC competition. All right. So seeing the same front here, doing the same thing. And actually, obviously, going up against Mississippi State's offense, which is the same as Tennessee's offense, you want to run that mint front. But either way, What he does here, I absolutely love because he gives the tackle just half of his body to block. Does a good job of getting to this, getting into this gap. Sees where the running back is at. He's going to try to make this play, but the running back actually goes to the right side of that tackle that's blocking Daevin Hobbs, and then Daevin Hobbs is going to be able to just disengage and go straight through that tackle and make the tackle, right? So this is what I'm talking about. These are dudes. Like, we've got three legitimate dudes playing at tackle for us that I feel like will be amongst the best in the entire country. So seeing this next play, this is going to be versus UTEP, I want to say, trying to cut him. You see that we do a great job there. Really doesn't phase him, doesn't slow him down too much, makes that tackle for a loss. So now we're looking at his pass rush. And obviously here, this is another situation where he starts off playing a tackle, but then he has to maintain an edge. So does a beautiful job there. That's the only reason that it looked like the tackle, that left tackle was blocking him, but he wasn't. But pay attention to the closing speed here and the angle that he takes on this quarterback as soon as the quarterback starts to run to their right. That's a beautiful angle, and he's running past multiple people on the offense and defense to get there. The closing speed is crazy, okay? Absolutely crazy. He is a freak. For sure, there you're seeing double team, almost triple team, but he fights through all that really, really high motor. Coach Garner, that's what he preaches. So you got to play with that maximum effort. He's doing it, and he's able to make some plays from it. So here, seeing dude, I mean, he just beats this freaking, sets him up well too, but beats this guard really, really quickly for Florida. This is a 3-step drop too. All right, so watch it one more time. He's going to set him up to the outside. Boom, comes back to the inside. Everything's there. You see everything's covered up downfield. Now, we've got to do a better job of closing with all of our players, I'd say, on defense, but especially with our pass rushers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got to do a much better job there. And not even just with the pass rushing, but just period. I think that we've got to do a little bit better job there, but I am anticipating that next season, everyone's going to be better with, those types of things. So definitely looking forward to that. And here, we're seeing what he's doing. He starts off right there. Let me see. And I hope that I didn't maybe highlight the wrong person here. Yeah, so it actually looks like no. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's the right person. All right, so either way, on this one, does a really, really good job of just maintaining his pass rush lanes and then being able to get to the quarterback and impact that throw, right? Make the quarterback throw a bad pass, even if the coverage wasn't great downfield. This is why the front end and that back end is going to work hand in hand. So you're seeing here on that stunt, look at the speed. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The stunts for Tennessee is going to be crazy because we've got three guys that for sure have good power, good size, good speed. And I think that the stunts are it's going to wreak a ton of havoc. The stunts, the pressures. I know that I know that Coach Banks has got to be, he's got to be just stoked about how this defense can look as far as the different pressure packages that Tennessee can bring. But anyway, this one's versus Vandy. This is a like red area situation, almost a goal line situation, but does a great job with his effort. Gets to the quarterback, puts him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put him down, and he's shown that over the course of this film. All of our guys, they get to the quarterback and they're putting him down. So seeing here, man, he gets the quarterback off his spot. That's what that pressure does, and I think that, man, we are in a really, really good spot with our top three. Now let's talk about Don Bailey. So Don Bailey last season mostly played at strong side end for us. He played a little bit of tackle, but that was in our Rabbits package situations. That's all that we're going to be seeing, I think, with all these clips. But if maybe Tennessee wants to switch him from playing, more strong side end to more tackle, I think that he could go from maybe as an end, he could probably get drafted in those later rounds. He's 6'4", 292 pounds. I would anticipate that by the start of the season, he's going to be at right around 300, like a lot closer to it, if not more than 300. And I think the Tennessee is going to try to make the move where he's doing a lot more tackle. At tackle, he could be a really good 3 technique. NFL teams love that. If he buys into that, he could be, 4th round pick or maybe even better. So, I wanted to make sure that I talked about that. So either way, you're seeing him here with his run stopping first. Does a great job there. He's not getting moved. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about Don Bailey. And then watching this one, watch this speed. Okay, so he's able to beat 2 guys off of the football, but he has to close. So we're going to see it one more time because he could have made this tackle, for 3 or 4 yard loss or, something like that. But he ends up just missing it. So we just have to close better. And I think that, Arkansas might have scored on that play. Either way, we're going to go on to this next one here and see what he does. Double team, not getting moved at all. Again, like a rock, very, very solid. And that's what you're looking for. So next one, this is versus Mississippi State. Man, knocks this guy back something serious, disengages, and then gets in on this tackle. Boom. Knocks his head back. Love seeing that. And then he's able to get in on that tackle. Beautiful, beautiful work. This is versus those Buckeyes. Let's see what he's going to do right here. Boom. So uses his strength, uses his speed, gets to the inside of that tackle. He's able to get to the running back before they can really get started. That's beautiful. Okay, absolutely beautiful. And so now this is the pass rush stuff. So double team there. He's got to maintain outside leverage. That's another situation where you have to close that. That could have and should have been a sack. But he's got to make sure that he's maintaining the outside leverage first. So you're not too mad about it, right? But these guys have got to work on their closing 100%. Here, this is a situation that I love with Tennessee, and I think it's going to be huge for us. Talking about having tackles that can rush the daggone passer. Whenever you bring up this many people to the line of scrimmage and you're spreading things out, from with those nines and things like that, it's tough on the offensive line to be able to pick up everybody. So actually, Don Bailey, he's going to pretty much come unblocked, and it's not. I think that you could give the nod to his speed with that too, because there was not anticipating that, man, this is a tackle playing here that can get off of the football that quick. So their pass sets weren't in the right spots based off of that. But now watch this here. Okay, gets to the quarterback. Watch what he does with him. Got to put him down. All of our guys that we've talked about today, they will all do that whenever they can do it. I don't know if we got a penalty there or not, but in some situations, it's worth it to take that penalty to make the quarterbacks, helmet hit the ground. You don't want to injure guys, but you definitely want to hurt them, because then they start to get scared. They start to see ghosts, and, they're not looking down the field as much. So that's what we want to do. And, I feel like Don Bailey has that attitude just like all of our other guys. So this is another situation. I think that might have been double mugs, but, you show all that pressure, with the line of scrimmage, and it's tough for them to pick it up. It's so much pressure, so much speed. So, I think that we're going to be able to wreak havoc and maybe get more sacks this year than we got last season, because I think that our ends are going to be really good too. Love the overall effort there. He's going to play with a ton of dude. That's beautiful. Now, this is one of the things that I will say about Don Bailey is he does not use his hands as much as he could, especially playing at tackle. Now, if he buys into playing tackle, if he understands, hey, you could be one of the best tackles in the whole daggum country if you really buy in, understanding that he's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the speed, the power, but then he's also got, different moves that he could use inside of his tool bag. That's going to be an absolute and total nightmare, like this one right here. Watch what he does to this guard for Vandy. Boom! Get on up out of here, baby, quick, and puts the quarterback down, right? And then kind of stares at him. Love that. So I think that he could do a lot of beautiful things for Tennessee. This is going to be versus these Buckeyes, and you can see that this is a stunt. Does a good job of getting to the outside of the guard, to the inside of that tackle, and using the speed to get up the field. Again, like we said, you got to be able to close here. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to take a different angle, or, whatever you have to do and close out on that play. But you can see the flashes and the glimpses of what he can do. He can stop the run. He can rush the passer, which is everything that we're looking for, obviously, with our linemen. And then he can also obviously play a strong side in for you. So very, very versatile. And, he's also a guy that can, he could probably drop back in the cover some. So I think that Tim Banks has got a lot of gadgets and toys that he can play with our front especially. I think that our cornerbacks are going to be just fine. Like I said, the safeties is what bothers me the most, is what I'm worried about. I would say the absolute most. But our tackle room, our two deep, it's something very serious. And, I think that it's going to help this defense out in a major, major way. But those are my thoughts. Y'all please share yours with me down in the comment section. And as always, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.